Hi, everybody. I hope you're all well. I am Sam of Aurora Star, and it's been a long time since I've been on and done any videos. So I thought, as it's Samhain, really important festival in the witches' calendar, and also I was inspired by my friend Rebecca Bex of Silver Birch Healing, who came on a few days ago and did a beautiful um, sort of catch up update and a lovely reading. So yeah, if you want to really get into the energies of the season and have a bit of a tarot reading and a rune reading, then pop over to her site, Silver Birch Healing, and yeah, check that out. So I thought Samhain is a really important time. I'm preparing for the ritual and meditation that I've got running tonight. And so I thought it would be nice to maybe pop on and explain a little bit about Samhain, although I'm sure if you're even here looking at this, you know all about it, or you're celebrating it, or you have an inkling about it. But I just thought I would explain maybe what it means to me and a bit about what we're going to be doing on the ritual and meditation tonight. So I set up my altar. Every 6 weeks, I run a ritual and meditation that we connect with online, and we follow the Wheel of the Year and the different festivals and celebrations that work through the pagan calendar. And it's an amalgamation of sort of what our pagan ancestors may have celebrated, and we also put together, there's some New Age celebrations there as well. And we are creating our own celebrations and our own Wheel of the Year. And so our pagan ancestors that I'm referring to for Samhain would have been our farming ancestors. Although, what's in a name, what's in an ancestor? Our ancestors are our beloved dead, our beloved relations who have maybe recently passed, and also going back into as far distant past as you can think of, hundreds of years, thousands of years. Also, our ancestors are not necessarily our blood. They are our, family who are not blood, respected elders, people who we look up to, who we study under. And the connections of the dead go beyond just the human form. We're connected to our animal family as well. So when we talk about our ancestors and our beloved dead at this time of year, it can encompass anybody who we have known or we haven't known, who have shaped our ancestry, who have shaped our DNA and our path. And so this is why, for me, I set up my altar. There's generally a skull on here to represent, and not just a human, obviously that's not a real human skull, but this is a real animal. This is a deer. We always honour our animal guardians that work with us as well. And so I'm very much connected to the goddess, so I will always have representations of the goddess on my altar. And at Samhain, as we move into the dark half of the year, it's represented by Ceridwen, the Morrigan, and Hecate at the crossroads of death. Death figures very much in the work that I do because I am a soul midwife. So Aurora Star I'm a holistic therapist and trainer, but I'm also a green witch and a hedgerow herbalist, a soul midwife, and I'm an elemental celebrant. So I hold ceremonies and sacred space for all sorts of transitions and life celebrations. I'm very much believing that coming together in communities, or even one-to-one, just making a point of a ceremony, of a celebration, is so important in how we transition and move through life. So I will have, as an elemental celebrant, I will have things to represent the elements, because they are the things that make up our bodies, the world around us. It's how we experience life and exist. the elements of air, fire, water and earth. So I will always have a smudge stick here that I have made. So I will have made this smudge. There's a lot of talk about cultural appropriation at the moment, and smudge is something that Native Americans would have done, whereas we would have still used sacred smoke, but we would have maybe called things differently. I think in Scottish culture, it's reckoning rods, sticks, smoke bundles, blessing wands. Our native plants would have been used to cleanse spaces, especially as we come into the dark half of the year. People would have been living closer together. They wouldn't have been getting outside as much because the weather would have been harsher. So it would be really important to keep the atmospheres clean. And these smoke wands do that, not only on a physical aspect with the smoke is antibacterial and antifungal, antiviral, but also from a sacred point of view. The smoke would be going up to the gods, to the ancestors, to our prayers we'd be petitioning, and the smoke would help achieve that, clearing the space energetically. So these are ones that I made out of mugwort, lavender, lemon balm, mint, thyme, all of the herbs that you can grow in your garden. And they have much more power if you grow them yourself, if you make them yourself. So I will always start by smudging, cleansing the space, using incense that's specially blended, connecting with the season. If you make it yourself, all the better. So that would be our element of air. Fire obviously will be candles, which I shall light actually at the time. Water, I always have a little cup of blessed water here. Water's really important for healing. It's used in holy ceremonies throughout all cultures across all of the world. So we'll have the water there, and obviously to represent the earth, I have my skull, connecting with this time of the year. Also really important for me at this time of year to honour my ancestors. I have a photo frame here that one of my relations did for me for my wedding, and it depicts my nan and my grandmother and my mum. So this is all of my matriarchal line. And so although I always honour all of my ancestors, because I have this, and it's really important for me to honour the feminine and the mother line for me, this always goes on my ancestor altar. And then also at this time, I have my black obsidian scrying mirror or plate, and also my crystal ball, because this time of year is a really good time for divination or scrying, fortune telling, just meditating and connecting deeper, going within. We say the veil is thin at this time, and what that means is the boundary between the worlds of the dead, the worlds of the etheric realms, and our own world, this boundary is thin. And so this is why they say the dead can walk, and we light pumpkins and we carve pumpkins and turnips. Turnips would have been our traditional thing that we would have carved, and it's to keep away the malevolent spirits, but also to welcome in the benevolent ones and the ones that are our family and our loved ones. We always set a place for them at the table. We welcome them into our homes on this night, and honour them and remember them. And that's what, for me, this is important about this time. Our farming ancestors, it's connected with death at this time of year, because everywhere visibly is dying. The trees have lost their leaves or are losing their leaves. Everything's going into the earth. It's all about decay and death. Our ancestors would have slaughtered all the animals so that they wouldn't have had to eat the food throughout the winter. And so death is very prevalent. Also, those elders or those who were sickly, we would have known that our ancestors would have known that they would not probably make the winter. And so there's another link with death. Everything kind of ties in with the dying theme, but it's not all doom and gloom and fear. This is the final harvest. It was a time of fun and revelry. We would go indoors and we'd light fires and gather together and share stories. So it's a joyous occasion. This is the last harvest. We'd be celebrating all of our achievements for the year. It's a time of coming to know ourselves a bit better. We say we're walking into the dark half of the year. We're embracing our shadow side. There's a lot of talk, if you follow astrology, this is Scorpio season, and this is very much facing the dark side, going within, looking at our shadow selves. And so what more perfect time to do that than Samhain, than tonight, to come in to join together with family and friends, but also take some time for a bit of quiet reflection and meditation. And that's what I'll be doing tonight at 8 o'clock. And it's at the moment still on Eventbrite. I think you can still buy tickets till 8 p.m. tonight, Samhain, Sunday the 31st. But if you want to do the meditation another time, I will be recording it. So you can contact me. All of the links will be in the description in the video, below the video. And that will be on my Linktree, I think, and you will be able to access my website, my email. You'll be able to message me. And so I can email you the recording of the ritual and the meditation if you would like to join us. So yeah, I will be popping on the witch's hat, and this is what I will be doing for Samhain tonight. Some of you may be going out trick-or-treating if you've got smaller children. You might be building a big fire and sitting around the fire and sharing stories. And so I encourage you to just connect in with your ancestors, honour them and remember them tonight, whatever it is you do, and enjoy Samhain. And yeah, I hope you connect with me. You can like my channel and subscribe, or you can sign up for my newsletter. That keeps you in the loop with all of the different things that I'm doing. And yeah, enjoy Samhain and take care, and I will hope to see you soon.